Okay, we're live with YouTube. Give me a few minutes so we can start the Zoom.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, welcome everyone to StarMax Real Estate School Chapter 5 and 6. OK， 欢迎大家到美心学院的章子5跟6，今天会讲这个 OK。Okay, what are we talking about in chapter 5? It's contracts, okay? 章子5的话，我们就是说这个协议 ，OK? So notice it says going digital, okay? Everything will be done online. You fill in your forms and everything else, okay? And then you do e-signatures, etc., etc. Okay, so it's very easy process once you learn how to fill in the form. It's just like paper, but you do on a computer. Okay. 这个意思就是我们全部就是在网上去操作这些表格啊、协议啊等等 ，OK， 这个很像纸张一样，但是你就在电脑这边去操作 ，OK， 包括客户的签字 ，OK， 都是在网上来操作。Okay, contracts in general. Okay, 协议，这是普通的协议，我们看一看。We have classification of contract. Okay, 有很多种类的协议的。Okay, what is a contract? Contract is an agreement to do or not to do a certain act or service. OK， 这个协议就是大家同意 ，OK， 在里面同意去做一样东西还是不做一样东西 ，OK。Express contract very simply is that you have to express it out either by words, by mouth, verbal, written, etc. Okay, and the agreement made either orally, okay, or in writing. Okay. Example listing deposit receipts, leases, etc. OK， 表达出来这个协议的，这是你嘴巴说的还是手写的 ？OK， 譬如说你帮人家卖房子 ，OK， 租约 ，OK， 然后这个清单。Implied contract is different, okay? Not used in real estate. Very important, okay? 我们不用这类的协议，就是没有表达出来的 ，OK？ 它是看你这个意思就有做了 ，OK？ 这个不行，在房产这边用不上 ，OK？ 你有纠纷很多了，我以为你做这个 ，OK？ 我以为你又付多少钱等等 ，OK？ 这个不是。So it is an agreement made by act and conduct rather than by words. Okay? You could do, hand signal, whatever it is, right? No good, okay? 不可以的，这类的协议 ，OK？ 不通 ，OK？ 没有法律性 ，OK？ Bilateral contract is a promise by one party in exchange for a promise of another, okay? It takes two have to do things, okay? 两方的协议 ，OK？ 两方要做一件事 ，OK？Unilateral contract 是单方的 ，OK？A promise to act made by one party only. Okay, only one party have to perform. Okay, 只有一方要做事 Okay. A valid contract, okay, is binding and enforceable in court of law. Okay, what is a valid contract? Okay, it could stand up in court. Okay, the judge could use the contract to decide what's going on. Okay. 有效的 ，OK， 这 valid，OK， 协议，在法庭上面呢，它有效的 ，OK， 法官可以用这个协议来判断 ，OK，voidable contract 可以取消的 contract，OK，is valid on the face but one or more parties may reject it，OK，它是合格有效的协议，但是呢，一方还有两方可以取消的，叫 voidable contract。Void, what is void? No contract exists. When you say contract is void, there's no contract. Therefore, no rights are enforceable. Okay, void contract, you cannot use a void contract in a court of law. Unenforceable, okay, 这是没有办法去法庭来处理的。Okay, the contract cannot be proved or sued upon. Okay, 打官司用不上这类的协议 ，OK， 因为在法庭上面它没有效 ，OK， 这是 unenforceable。Express contract, okay, we're going into repeat mode right now, okay， 我们再重复一下 ，OK， 表达的 ，OK， 这是 listing contract expressed with words, either oral, okay, or written, okay， 嘴巴说的也算数 ，OK， 写下来也算数 ，OK， 这个叫 express contract。Implied contract is by act and conduct, OK， 就是这表情这是做事 ，OK， 这是就是人家有猜你有什么东西等等 ，OK， 没有说出来的 ，OK， 没有写出来的。So it's neither oral or written, okay? It's just like, you swing your head, right? Or motion your hand, point your fingers to something, right? Or it's just, something customary, right? It's expected of you to do, okay? But that's why they call it implied contract. Okay. But on the other end, right, one person imply it, right? The other one have to infer it. Okay. Inferred contract. Okay. It's similar. It's just that imply is the one who's instigating, infer is the one who's receiving, right? Understanding this implied contract. OK， 这两个单词，这是一个就是放讯波出去 ，OK， 另外一个收到了，他看了懂了 ，OK， 但是没有说话，没有写出来的。Bilateral contract 两方的 contract，OK，unilateral contract 单方的 contract。And let me repeat, this is kind of important, okay? A valid contract, 有效的协议 okay, is binding and enforceable. Okay, you could go to court with the valid contract. Okay, avoidable contract can be affirmed or rejected at the option of a party. Okay, 可以取消的。Void, no contract. Unenforceable, a valid contract for some reason cannot be enforced in court. Okay, it doesn't mean it's not valid. Okay, it's unenforceable, maybe due to some terms. Okay, that is illusory. Okay, 有一些模糊的条件在里面。OK， 就这些栏的条件就不合格了。OK， 判断不了。Alright, let's talk about life of a contract. Okay, 这个协议的寿命是什么？ You look at the left side. Okay, there's 3 phases of the contract. Okay, 1, you negotiate, right? 唯一有三个步骤。OK， 第一个步骤就是讨价还价 ，negotiation. Okay, you have to negotiate. Okay, how much, right? How big? How fast? Okay. Number 2, okay, not yet performed. Everybody agree, but someone have to start the process and do it, right? 这个呢，这是没有完成 ，OK， 中途操作 ，OK， 然后第3呢，这是 completion 完成了 ，OK。So these vocabulary you have to understand too, right? Just like in contract. Okay? Executory is what? A legal agreement, the provision of which have yet to be complete, fulfilled. So executory is in the middle, midstream, okay? 中间的操作的协议叫 executory. Executed 完成了 ，OK， 还是它取消了 ，OK。Contract that has either been discharged or performed. Okay. Either you cancel it, right, or you finish it, right? It's called executed contract. It doesn't mean that it's performed, okay? It could be canceled. It's still called executed contract because it's done, okay? 这个呢就是完成了，怎么完成呢？你取消也是完成嘛 ，OK？ 还是你真的完成做完了 ，OK？ Done, okay? Execute is to sign a contract, okay? So it's another verb to sign. Execute, okay? Meaning a contract has become valid, okay? All parties have signed as an executed contract. To execute, okay? Not executed, execute, okay? Execution is the act of performing or carrying out the contract. It's similar to executory. Okay, these two. We're in the middle of execution of the contract. Okay, 这是有 execution， 就是去操作这个协议。Negotiation, okay, we're going to the first phase, okay, we're going into a little bit deeper, okay, occurs before the contract has been struck, okay. Party discuss the possibility of contract, okay， 两方多方就是谈判嘛 ，right？ 我们怎么去操作这个协议 ？An offer is made， 一方里面 ，OK， 就是提供条件等等 ，OK。Possible additional offers and counter offer，OK， 里面会有讨价还价的等等 ，OK。An offer is accepted by all parties，OK， 两方还是所有的方在里面，就同意了，大家签字了 ，so a contract is created， 这样子的话，这协议就出现了。Not yet performed, okay, the contract is in midstream, 中途操作 okay, and is a executory contract in which the provision have yet to be completely performed. Okay, so this is phase 2, midstream, okay, 中途去操作 okay, 第二的时间段 okay. Completion, okay, 完成了 occurs when the contract has been completed and extends until the statute of limitation runs out, typically 3 years. Okay, 3年之后你做完了 ，OK 就没有纠纷，大家都happy, OK 没有事 ，OK. Execute a contract has been discharged or performed. OK， 完成一个协议 ，OK 有两个方式，一个呢就是 cancel 嘛，不做，哎，取消了；一个呢就是做完了 ，OK。Terms used in the contract, okay, they're repeating and repeating this, so you can sink into your mind, okay. 它重复，这样的话你会记住。Execute is to sign a contract, okay， 这个单词 ，OK， 就是去签字，签的协议，就是 execute。Execution is the act of performing or carrying out the contract， 就是去操作这个协议。Okay. Execute a contract is the one that has either been discharged or performed. Okay， 它是完成的协议，怎么去完成？你可以取消，还是你做完了 ？OK。Alright, let's move on to the essential elements of a contract. Okay， 基本里面协议有什么东西呢 ？Okay， 唯一 capacity， okay， 你有能量去操作这个 contract。Okay， 唯一他说你买我的房子100万，你有没有100万？有没有能力 ？OK， 去筹备100万，还是借款100万 ？Right？Number 2, mutual consent, right？ 两方要同意 ，right？ 还是多方同意 ？Legality, OK， 合不合法 ？Is it legal, right? I cannot, give you drugs to buy a house, right? You could, but that's illegal. Okay. And 4, consideration, okay. 提到这个合不合法，你可不可以用赌本来买房子？当然可以了，但是不合法。OK， 第4 consideration 就是这个价位了。OK， 你大家放什么东西在桌上 ，OK 去交换。And then number 5 is writing sometimes required. Okay, but for real estate, okay, is always required written. Number 5, okay. 在房产操作所有的交易 ，OK， 要写下来的 ，OK， 不写下来就不合法。 Okay, in a contract, it is imperative 很重要 ，OK， 在协议里面 to remember 要记住 that the following are not essential elements of a valid contract，OK，、上面呢不是基本的东西 ，OK，money， you don't have to have money to do the contract, right? You could pay me, donuts, bagels, anything of value, right? Can be other considerations, okay? You could give someone a massage, right? Or do work, right? As a compensation, okay? 你可以工作啊 ，right？等等 ，OK？不需要钱，钱不是一个基本的要求 ，OK？其他的 writing，OK？要写下来 ，OK？协议嘴巴说都可以了，但是房产呢就不一样了 ，OK？房地产必须要写下来 ，OK？这个要记住。但是呢，基本上 ，OK？协议的有效的协议，你不需要写下来的，嘴巴说就算数 ，OK？performance，OK？操作 ，OK？也不需要操作 ，OK？你不操作的话，这当然了有纠纷了 ，OK？所以呢，也是一个不是基本的东西 ，OK？你做得好，做得不好 ，right？没有做完，做一半 ，right？也是做 ，right？所以呢，他没办法这个操作这方面是一个基本的要求 ，OK？因为如果你是一个要求在里面的话 ，right？每一个协议都 perfect，right？都做完了，哎，所以呢，它不算一个基本的要求在里面，哎。就你不做的话，就是有纠纷，人家会告你了，OK？这是这个意思。So capacity, let's look at the capacity. Okay, the first item A. Okay, 第一个要求就是你有能力去操作。Okay, refer to all person legally permitted, right? 18 plus, right? 合法的年龄就是18岁以上。Okay, to sign a contract. Everyone is capable except minors, right? 18岁以下的孩子们 ，OK？Except for emancipated minors， 如果他是宣布独立的话，你看他可能16岁结婚 ，OK？他就算一个成人了 ，OK？还是他宣布就是独立出来 ，OK？Incompetent，OK？Person judged to be of unsound mind，OK？就是脑子有问题的人士们 ，OK？老人痴呆啊。他就是一个疯子 ，OK？他不知道，脑子不清醒的 ，OK？这些人类 ，and convicts 囚犯 ，OK？他在监狱里面的话，没有权利去签协议的 ，OK？这个要记住 ，OK？May convey property with approval of the California Adult Authority， 他会通过加州政府来过户操作就是房产的东西。Civil rights, right, are lost, okay, during the course of the jail term. 在监狱里面的话 ，right， 这些囚犯没有权利去签协议的。Mutual consent, okay？两方要同意 ，OK？A genuine offer by one party and a genuine acceptance by the other party, OK? Is mutual, OK？两方多方全方嘛 ，OK？要同意 ，OK？The offer, OK？我们这是丢一个协议出去 ，OK？我想买你的房子，出多少价 ，OK？出价，这 offer，OK？ An expression of willingness to enter into a contract. 我有意思去买你的房子，所以这个是我的 offer. Okay. Offeror is the person, the buyer who has made the offer. Okay. 这是给对方一个价位嘛 right? Offeree is the person, the seller, to whom the offer has been made. Okay. 收到这个 offer 的人叫 offeree. Okay. 大部分第一趟就是 okay, 这个屋主了 okay, 他收到买主的offer. Okay. Contractual intent. Okay. This is very important point. Okay. Contractual intent. 你到底目的是什么东西 ？OK， 你的协议的目的是什么东西？去买房子啊，还是交换房子啊，还是换房子？ Right？ 怎么去操作 ？Right？ It exists when the offerer communicates an offer to the offeree with the intention of forming a binding contract. OK， 这是用协议来表达怎么去操作这个买卖。OK， 我的目的是什么东西 ？OK。Contractual intent does not exist with social invitation or advertisement. OK， 没有协议性的这些东西，就是请帖啊，来加上广告，来我请你到一个生日 party， right？ 你来不来没事 ，OK？ 因为这个不是一个协议，你必须要来 ，OK？ 打广告也是，我卖车的，买电脑的 ，right？ 我打出去 ，right？ 你不需要买呀 ，right？ 你有兴趣就买 ，OK？ 所以这个不是协议，所以请帖跟广告不是一个协议。So birthday invitation, any type of social invitation, and advertisement, they are not contracts. Okay, they have an option to say no, I don't want it. Okay. All right, terms are very important. Okay, a lot of people they forget about other terms. Okay, all they focus is on the money. What's the price? Okay, but terms is also as important as the dollar. Okay. Terms must be definite and certain, right? You cannot use, a few days, right? Someday, right? Give me some money, right? Okay? Do not use these words, okay? Or whenever, right? Okay? It has to be a date, right? Okay? In a few years, right? 1 year, 2 year, right? It has to be exact, right? Okay? Even like 5 days, right? What kind of days you talking about, right? Is it calendar days or is it business day? OK， 你说5天是什么天 ？OK， 是五个一起的天，还是5个工作天 ？OK， 都不一样的 OK。So a real estate contract must contain what? The price, obviously. The specific financing term, right? 你怎么去付款 right? An accurate description of the property. 你的房楼是什么？你买什么房楼？这个必须要写下来的 OK。 Alright, illusory contract. Illusory contract. 模糊的协议。One in which the terms are not definite and certain. Therefore, the contract is unenforceable. Okay, illusory contract. 在法庭上面的话，没办法去判断 OK。 法官就说算了吧 ，OK， 这个太模糊了 ，OK， 你没有说1年还是多少时间 ，right？ You just say someday, right? No good, right? It could be 100 years, right? Or it could be, tomorrow, someday, right? No good, okay? Or some money, a few dollars, right? Okay? No good, okay? Illusory, okay? 模糊的协议 ，OK？ 没有不清楚的 ，OK？ 还是它有一个纠纷里面 ，OK？ 他写的条件是反的还是什么 ，OK？ 不清楚。Alright, then you have acceptance, right? 接受 ，OK? It's the consent to the terms by the offeree. 接受到这个 offer 的人，他接受了 ，OK? Silence is cannot be interpreted as a acceptance of an offer because an acceptance must be communicated. OK? 不说话不表示接受哦 ，OK？ 所以呢，就是必须要表达出来 ，OK？ 说出来，我接受。Acceptance must be in a manner specified in the offer。OK， 那跟着这个协议里面表达，怎么去表达去接受？你签个字回去 ，OK？ 还是你 confirm？OK？Any counter offer automatically constitute rejection of the original offer and proposal of a new offer. Counter offer 就是新的 offer，new offer。给你返回去的话，旧的 offer 就无效了 ，OK？ 这个不管你什么条件在里面，价钱也好，right？ 做不做摆蚂蚁也好 ，OK？ 等等 ，OK？ 都是条件，新的条件就出现了 ，OK？ Alright, termination of an offer. Okay, offer terminates upon occurrence of any of these. Okay. 怎么去结束一个 offer 呢 ？OK， lapse of time， 时间到了 ，OK， 他只有给你3天去考虑 ，OK， 3天过了就没有这个 offer 了 ，OK，offer is not accepted within the time period allowed in the offer. Okay, so I give you 3 days, right? But any time during the 3 days, I could take back my offer, right? Withdraw my offer. Okay, because you haven't tell me yes or no. OK， 我给你3天的时间去考虑接不接受我的 offer，right？ 3天之内，right？ 我随时可以把这个 offer 抽回来 ，OK？ 因为你没有表达要不要嘛 ，OK？OK， communication of revocation，OK？Offer can be terminated by our offerer at any time before offeree has communicated acceptance. OK， 这是我刚才说的 ，OK？ 给你3天的时间，但是呢，2天之内，2天，我觉得你没有诚意，我就抽回来了 ，OK， 不给你了 ，OK。Failure of offeree to fulfill condition, all specific condition must be completed in the prescribed manner. OK， 接受的人呢，他要知道所有的条件在里面 ，OK， 因为他不符合的话就没有协议了 ，OK。Rejection 他可以不接受 ，OK，offer rejects or makes a counter offer。他说，你的价位太低了，我还你一个价 ，OK， 也可以的 ，OK。Death or insanity, OK, of either party or broker voids the offer。OK， 一方死了 ，right 就没有协议了 ，OK。还是一方他变得脑子不清了 ，OK， 变得有神经病了 ，OK， 神经有问题等等 ，OK， 脑子有问题 所以那个协议就没有了。OK。Illegality of purpose, OK， 不合法的东西也不行 ，OK。If any condition of the purpose of the contract is deemed illegal, the contract is void. OK， 如果不合法的东西就无效。OK。Counter offer is automatically terminates all previous offer. OK， 你有 counter offer， 以前的 offer 就结束了。OK， 新的 offer take over。OK。Alright, genuine consent. What is that? Both offer and acceptance must be genuine and real. Okay, 有真诚去接受，就有这个协议。This does not occur in cases of what, right? Fraud, 诈骗行为。Okay, occurs when a person misrepresents a material fact, knowing that it is not true. Okay, 你说，这个房子在一个最好的 No.1 学区，但是它不是。Okay， 所以呢，这个是诈骗行为。Okay， so you could say this house is in the best No.1 school district, but it's not true. So this is fraud. Okay, you're purposely saying something that is not true to get it sold. Okay, mutual mistake exists when both parties are mistaken as to the matter of the agreement. Okay. Okay. Both parties mistaking something that is okay or that is not okay. Okay. So it's a mistake. Okay. It's not on purpose. Okay. Now other influences, starting with undue influence. Okay. 其他会影响的话，就是 undue influence exists when a person in a position of authority, such as a broker or salesperson, uses that authority to unfair advantage. Okay. Broker 教你怎么去做，你就怎么去做如果你不同意的话，就不用做了，right？ 你有选择嘛，right？ 还是你爸妈教你去卖房子，教你去冲贷，right？ 给你压力 ，OK？ 等等 ，OK？ 你朋友 ，OK？ 怂恿你去卖房子还是买房子，等等 ，OK？This is called undue influence. OK， 别人会影响你去操作一样这个协议。Menace is a threat to commit duress. OK， 这威胁行为了。OK， 如果你不做的话，不签那个我就怎么处理。OK， 等等。OK。So you threat to commit duress, right? And so if you don't sign, I'm gonna do something to you or your family, right? A duress is the highest level of emotional stress, okay? The unlawful detention of a person or his property, okay? You basically using force, okay? You're pointing a gun to the buyer that signed it, okay? It's not a menace, right? So if you don't sign it, right, it actually threaten their life that you have to sign it, OK？ 这个呢，就是最严重的 ，OK， 就是不是威胁你 ，OK， 它就是用强迫力来要你去签那个协议 ，OK， 就是比如说他用这个枪指着你的头 ，OK， 签不签我都打死你 ，OK， 这样子 ，OK。所以呢 ，duress 就是最压力的东西 ，OK， 强迫别人去签字 ，OK。 这个呢就是威胁人家 ，OK， 这个是影响人家 ，OK。So all different type of things that makes it uncomfortable to sign the contract, okay? Undue influence, menace, or duress, okay? And of course, you have your casual mistake or carelessness, or on purpose, or doing fraud, okay? 还有 legality, okay, 合不合法 The requirement that a contract be legal in both formation and operation. Okay, all of the terms, compensation, okay, etc. Right, has to be legal. Right. So, if let's say the Chinese government say that you cannot use Bitcoin, Bitcoin is illegal. Okay, and then in China you accepted Bitcoin, right, for your purchase of the house, right? That contract is void. It's not legal, okay, because the money involved is not legal, okay. 所以呢，如果你在中国这边，中国政府说 OK， 这个比特币是非法的东西 OK， 你不可以用了 OK， 但是你买房你就用了，所以呢，你这个协议 OK 接受这个比特币的话就是无效的 OK。Both consideration and the objective must also be lawful. OK， 你操作的东西里面 OK 条件所有的需要是合法的 OK。Consideration 这是你的怎么去付这个钱呢 OK， 怎么去交换 Usually anything of value 有价值的东西就 OK 了 OK Given by one party to another such as benefit right 有优惠 right A loss suffer or agree to be suffered right 一方承担一样东西an agreement not to bring a lawsuit right 还是他我不告你也是一个条件 right 在里面Payment of money is not needed as an adequate consideration. OK， 不需要钱 OK， 其他东西也可以代替钱。Proper writing OK 要写下来的 OK， it must be in writing. Personal property contract may either written or be oral, but the statute of frauds require that most real estate contracts be in writing to be enforceable. Okay, so you're in this business, right? Write it down, okay? It has to be written. Okay? If you don't write it down, it's not valid. Okay? They don't have to perform if you don't write it down, okay? Alright, this parole evidence rule, what does that mean? Okay? It assumes that the written agreement to be complete and final expression of the rights and duties of all parties to the contract. Okay, whatever your contract is, that's it. No more, no less. Okay, it's called parole evidence rule. Okay， 这个单词是说 ，OK， 你的协议这是全部的协议 ，OK， 没有其他的东西，这是有效，这是跟着协议这里面。It prohibits the introduction of any prior agreements as evidence in a court action. OK， 之前的协议不算数。OK， 所以这是现在的协议。OK， except the court will allow such evidence if it's incomplete. OK， or ambiguous, or it may be enforceable because of mistake or fraud. OK， 除非你现在这个协议是没有完成的，没有全部完成 ，OK， 就是有空的地方在里面没有填的 ，OK， 还是模糊的，还是呢里面有错误，还是有诈骗行为。Alright, so this is an example of statute of frauds, okay? So most contracts by statute are required to be in writing are found under the statute of frauds, right? The statute of fraud was first adopted in England, right? 英国这边它就是通过这是法律了 ，OK？ 1677年代的时候 ，OK？ It became part of the English common law, okay? So we just adopted those laws or contract laws. OK， 我们是用他们的法律，英国的法律来操作了。OK， 很多都是从英国这边来的，等等。OK， 这个你们慢慢读。OK， 这个是关于法律这方面的。OK。Alright, performance discharge and breach of contract. OK， 你怎么去操作，怎么去取消，怎么去处理 ？OK， 有人犯规的情况。Performance of a contract. Okay, the successful completion of a contract duty usually resulting in the performance release from any past or future liability. 已经做完了 ，OK， 没有事 ，OK， 大家高兴就做完了 ，OK， 没有纠纷 ，OK。Assignment of contract, okay, the transfer of a person's right in a contract to another party, okay， 可以安排转让 ，OK， 给另外一方去操作 ，OK， 这个协议你就不要了，你就转让给别人 ，OK， 叫 assignment。Assigner is the one who is assigning the contract to another person, okay, has the original contract but transfer rights but maintain secondary liability to assignee. OK， 他还有责任感的 ，OK， 如果转让者接受人的这个协议的被转让的人 ，OK， 他不做，还是回到原来的转让者 ，OK， 他有负责 ，OK。So novation is what? Is the substitution by agreement of a new contract for old one. Most of these novations are leases, OK， 这是租约这方面的话 ，right， 这是给我一个新的租约等等 ，OK， 这是叫 novation， OK， 是 new contract, new lease contract。OK, discharge of a contract 怎么去取消呢 ？OK， 很多方式 ，OK， 完成也是一种方式 ，OK。Occurs when a contract has been terminated in one of the following ways. OK， 这是结束了，怎么去结束 ？OK，full performance 完成了 ，everything is done, everybody is happy. OK，substantial performance. Okay, meaning they don't really like it, right? Let's say your workmanship is shoddy, right? I mean, you build a house, right? But the workmanship stinks. That's called substantial performance. Okay， 他做完了，但是做的不够经济，right？ 就是没有标准的 ，OK？ 他马马虎虎做了出来给你 ，OK？ 这个叫 substantial performance。partial performance，OK？ 做了一半，做一些，没有完全做完 ，OK？ They only did half, or they did part of it. Okay, they didn't complete it. They did 90%. Impossibility of performance， 不可能做得出来的。OK， 他现在这个情况。OK， so at the present moment time frame, it's impossible for them to perform because they ran out of money, right? They don't have the material, right, etc. Right, whatever the reason is, they cannot perform. Agreement between party, okay, 两方同意, okay, they agree to end this contract because it's not going anywhere, right? Operation of law, okay, let's say it did not pass inspection, right, or it's illegal. Okay, you build a building too high, right? The limit is 25 feet, you build it to 30. Okay, no good. Acceptance of a bridge, okay? 一方接受，你方会 okay? Okay. One party agrees that, oh, okay, you can't do it, that's okay. We'll find someone else. Okay. And of course we have bridge. Okay. Someone bridge it, right? Someone's gonna get sued, right? 一方不做的话 right? 可以啊，没问题啊，他就告你还是被告。Okay? 就是这样子去停掉一个协议。Again, this is a statute of limitation, okay? Typically, it's 3 years, okay, for typical contract. Okay, you have the 6 months, you have the 1 year, 2 years, right? 4 years is for listing and purchase agreement, 5 years, 10 years for judgments. Okay, so read all of these that is required. Okay. Okay, remedies for breach of a contract. 怎么去处理一个犯规的协议呢？ Many ways, right? Acceptance of breach. Okay, 一个是接受了 ，okay, 他知道，他不会做成了 ，OK， 是找另外的 buyer，OK。Unilateral rescission， 一方提出来去结束 ，OK。Action for dollar, right? Action is what? Sue, right? Sue for money, okay. 这是打官司嘛 ，right? Possible action for specific performance, OK。他就说我不要你的钱 ，OK， 我只需要你去卖你的房子 ，OK， 还是你买我的房子 ，OK， 钱解决不了这个问题的 ，OK， 你必须要做 ，OK。Okay, acceptance of a bridge. Now they go into a little bit details. Okay. 怎么去接受呢 Right, a discharge of a contract may be simply acceptance of a bridge. Okay. 你犯规了，好，我们停了，不做了。Okay. The wrong party does not pursue legal action. Okay. 他就不告你了，就算了，取消 contract. Okay. So I'm not going to sue you, just cancel the contract. We'll find someone else. Unilateral rescission, okay? One party decide to cancel, okay? The wrong party discloses the wrong and restore everything of value to the offending party, okay? The legal grounds for rescissions are fraud, mistake, duress, menace, undue influence, and faulty considerations. Right? Any of these, right? One party could say, I don't want it. I was drunk when I signed a contract. Yeah, okay. Minors and incompetents may generally rescind their contract.不过年龄的而且脑子有问题的 ，OK， 他可以取消他们那个协议。Action for dollar damages, right？ 可以告或者被告 ，OK？Occur when the court suit for a breach requests payment for a fixed amount of money as compensation. 他告你赔偿嘛 ，right？A liquidated damage agreement sets in advance a specific amount of money as to compensation if there's a breach, right? For example, if you don't buy my house, I'm gonna take away your initial deposit, your EMD, right? Earnest deposit money, okay? 所以呢，你不买我的房子 ，right？ 你初期这个定金我就没收你了 ，okay? So this could be by law you have to put in 1%, right? But maximum they could charge you 3% as compensation, right? He took up my whole month, right? 30 days, right? And you didn't buy my house, right? If it's on a down market, right? They may actually sue you, right? But it's on an up market, right? They don't care. They just get another buyer, get a better price, right? 一个市场是掉下来的时候 ，right？ 你必须他买你的房子嘛 ，right？ 那不是的话你会，一个这个市场是增上去的话，飙上去的话 ，OK， 你可能放过它了 ，OK？ 因为你后面这个买主可能给你多点钱 ，OK？ 多赚那个钱，所以不在乎了 ，OK？ 就看看情形 ，OK？ Specific performance， OK？ 他不需要你赔偿，他就是你有做 ，OK？ The party causing the breaches through court action forced to perform the terms of the contract. Okay, courts will only consider this option if dollar damage cannot provide an adequate remedy. Okay, 钱解决不了这个问题的话，它就是你会去操作。Okay, the contract must be shown to be just and reasonable. Okay, 它不可以就是叫你200万去买100万的房子 ，right? Contract must have been based on adequate consideration. Okay, 合理、合法、和市场的要求。Okay. Alright, digital real estate forms and contract. 现在呢，所有的电子化了。Okay. 表格、协议等等。Okay. So today, most real estate forms are available to be filled online using your computer or mobile devices. Okay, I mean, phones are not that big, so it's tough to do forms on your phone. Okay, it's better do it on a notebook or desktop. Okay, you have a bigger screen. You don't have to squint your eyes or have fat fingers, right? Computer generated forms save time. Okay, you don't have to do a paperwork anymore, right? Just fill it in, send it over, email, digital sign signatures, and then you're done. Okay, very convenient. Okay, typically, if you're good, you could do an offer in about 15 minutes. Okay, average time half an hour. Okay, and if you're a novice, it will take you over an hour because it's your first time. Okay. 如果老手的话，你15分钟就可以操作一个协议出来了，OK？ 普通的话是半个小时，因为你新手的话，第一次做的话，可能1个多钟头 ，OK。Alright, the residential purchase agreement, OK， 我们这个买房子的协议。The offer and acceptance, okay, so the title of it is the California Purchase Agreement and Joint Escrow Instruction. Okay, it's roughly about 10 pages total. It has other support documents, so it makes it roughly about 17 pages. Okay, it spells out commission to be paid to broker. Okay, we call a form called CBC, Cooperative Broker Compensation or Commission. Okay, when using pre-printed form, the handwritten part have control over the printed parts. Okay, only if they initial it. Okay. 1 second. Hello, Uriel. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Okay, sure. We'll see you later. Okay, bye. OK， 所以手写的东西 ，OK， 你又简签在旁边 ，OK 都有效了 ，OK。And all correction must be initial by both parties, OK. Both parties， 两方都有简签在旁边 ，OK， 表示两方知道这个改了 ，OK。So let me show you how this is done, okay? So you cannot, let's say this is the word, right? You cannot do this, okay? Don't do that way, okay? What you should do is you should just a single line through the word, okay? And then you just say print, right? And then initial, okay? The seller and the buyer, okay? So people know that, hey, you cross out pre-printed, that's the term. You change it to print, right? And both parties acknowledge. Okay, so that's how you do a correction. Don't do it this way, okay? We don't even know what you're changing, right? Okay, you try to hide something, right? Okay, so just a single line through, okay, put the words in, and then 2 initials, okay, or initials, okay, depending on how many people is on the contract, right? Okay, paper school versus digital school. Oops. Your client should dictate the method by which you're filling out to complete the purchase agreement. Okay, depends on the generation gap, right? Older folks, they don't know how to use a computer, no email, right? Of course, you print it out, have them sign normally. Okay. If they're on the fly, you do e-sign. They could do everything by the mobile phone, right? Okay. So all contract needs to be in writing or digital form to be valid or enforceable, right? Fill out the contract form can be emailed to your client smartphone, computer, and save time in the process. Okay, or you could do e-signatures. Okay， 所以呢，我们通过电脑画的东西，来就填表格啊，来签字啊等等，很快的。OK， 但是就看你客户了。OK， 一个老人家的客户，来 你没办法 ，OK， 你就打印出来叫他去手签这些东西，然后叫他然后你带回来 ，OK， 你要跑一趟，因为他自己可以打印出来自己签的话，他可以寄给你 ，OK， 等等 ，OK。年轻人的话，right， 他用手机什么都可以做了，right， 签文件啊等等，OK， 都没问题的，OK。So it looks something like this, okay? So it's a residential purchase agreement and escrow instruction. So it has the buyer's name, the address, and of course how much it is, right? How much is the EMD? Okay， 这个初期的定金是多少？给10000块，房子是80万 ，OK， 地址 ，OK， 买主的名字 ，OK，and the loan, first loan, right? How much? 第一贷款是多少 ？Okay, and then what's the balance they have to put in? And then this is again the total. This total should match up this total. Okay, and then the buyer initial here. Okay, if they accept the seller, they initial there. Okay， 买主就减签在这边 ，OK， 然后呢，卖主、屋主就是减签到这边 ，OK， 等等 ，OK， so we got 10 pages of this. This is see page 1 of 10. 还有10页的 ，OK， 这个是第一页。Alright, the deposit. The deposit is collected as consideration from a prospective buyer on behalf of the seller for purchase agreement contract. Right? Then what we call the deposit is called initial deposit. And it's also called the EMD. Okay. Earnest money deposit. Okay. 初期的定金 okay, 也是叫 EMD. Okay. So what happens if you don't put the EMD in? Then there's no contract. Contract is not agreed, right? That's part of the contract. 一部分的协议就是你又放那个初期的定金在里面了，你不放进去的话就没有了 ，OK， 你就犯规了 ，right？ So covenants are promises between the parties to a contract. 两方同意去做什么叫 covenant，OK？ Contingency, conditions, and subject to. These are provisions in the deposit receipt by which all parties are released from any application in the event that some state the occurrence fail to materialize, usually the availability of financing. Okay, 其他的条件就是，最重要的条件就是做贷款，你做不了贷款的话，你买不到这个房子。Okay, so financing is the key. You don't get the loan, right? You don't get the loan approved within a certain time frame, then you have to cancel contract. Okay. Purchase agreement addendum. Okay. 怎么去改良你这个协议 ？Okay, you could change the purchase agreement with the addendum. So it's a form used as an addendum to either residential purchase agreement or any other offer form or the counter offer form. Okay, it covers 6 separate topics. Okay, relevant to the transaction. Okay, cancellation, backup offers, seller to remain in possession, tenant to remain in possession, junior financing, short pay, court confirmation. Anything that add to it, okay? For example, a short sale, okay? Or is the REO, okay? It has certain conditions in there, right? Short sale, you need the bank's or the lender's approval. REO, right? The bank declares that, hey, we don't know anything about the property, okay? We're just the owner, okay? And then of course you have errors and omissions insurance for the agents, okay? Typically, if the agents get the E&O insurance for themselves, it'll cost them anything from 2,500 to 3,500 a year, okay? So they typically don't do that, okay? They pay the company maybe $150 to $250 per case, okay? So, you need to do 10, 15, 20, $3,000, right? So if you do more than 20 plus sales a year, then pay on your own, okay? Then you pay less, right? But if you do less than 20, just pay the company and use the company E&O insurance, okay?所以一个案子这个保险 ，OK， 这是150块 ，OK， 因为你一年做20个，这是3000块嘛 ，right？ 你就要考虑自己付了 ，right？ 就不用用公司的了 ，OK？ 你小于20个的话，这是用公司的了 ，OK？ The counter offer form， 讨价还价这个表 ，OK？It is used instead of completing the entire new purchase agreement package, right? When a counter offer is made. Just one page. OK， 你就用一张纸 ，OK， 去返回还价嘛 ，right？ You don't have to redo the whole thing, right？ 你不需要全套重递上去 ，OK？The offeree becomes the offerer. The contract negotiation may involve several counter offers. OK， 你返回返去 ，OK？Typical average is about 2 to 3 counter offers, okay? But if you go to 5 or 10, that's kind of too excessive, okay? Talk to the other party before you do that, okay? So then you don't keep countering back and forth, okay? It's a waste of time, and then it may not come through anyway, right? Because everybody is negotiating, okay? Talk over the phone, see what they want, and then you write it out, okay? And then you reduce your 5 counter offers to 2, right? If not, you're gonna go to 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? 所以呢，必须要打电话跟对方去先讲好这是条件，然后就做这个 counter offer， 这样子的话就免了你做5个、6个、7个、8个、10个 ，OK？ 做小一些 ，OK？ Inspection advisory for buyers. Okay. As a professionals, real estate agents have a duty to advise buyers to exercise reasonable care to protect themselves. Okay. So you basically, cover our butt by saying, right? You declare to the buyer, you are strongly advised to investigate the condition and suitability of all aspects of the property. If you do not do so, you are acting against the advice of brokers. OK， 你宣布给他，你最好检查房子。OK， 你不做的话，就是 你不听我们的意见 ，OK， 是你的事了 ，OK。OK, seller agent required disclosure. OK， 有一些东西我们有宣布的。OK， 房子里面 OK, there are a multitude of disclosure forms that may typically require the residential transaction. Here's a few. Okay, agent inspection disclosure, right? It's called the AVID. Called agent visual inspection disclosure. Buyer's affidavit. OK， 他证明他有这个钱呢 ，right? Confirmation, AD, agency disclosure, who represents whom, OK， 这个呢就是agent 就宣布他看到什么不良的东西 ，OK， 这个是买主宣布他有能力去买房子 ，OK， confirmation。OK， 就是说明谁代表谁。OK，database disclosure that's for sex offenders。OK， 这个犯规性这方面的案子。OK， 它有一个 database， 他们住的在哪里的。OK， 这个有宣布出去。OK，disclosure and consent of representative more than one buyer or seller。OK。因为你代表两方的话，等等，还是代表多方的话，你要宣布，这个也是宣布代表谁 ，OK， 然后这个是地震、安全等等这个宣布 ，OK， 这个含铅的油漆 ，lead base paint disclosure，and then this is drug if they have used a place for manufacturing amphetamine, okay, smoke detector compliance, carbon monoxide detector, water heater, etc. Okay, all of that. Okay， 这是这个有烟的跟那个氮燃化器这个 check 有没有 ？OK， 然后热水炉 ，right 有没有绑住等等 ，OK。所以房产这边呢，this is roughly about 30 pages， OK， 20几到30多页 ，OK， 不会超过30页。Alright, purchase option. What does that mean? An option 有选择 ，OK。An option is a right to purchase a property upon specific terms within a specific time. OK， 它有条件，还有 timing。OK， term and time, which is granted in exchange for money. Okay. The optioner, usually the seller, the owner, right, gives the right to the purchaser or lease of a property. Optioneer is the potential buyer who purchases the sole privilege to buy or lease a house. Okay. The optioner could say, what are the terms? First, you lease my home for $2,500. Okay, and then within 1 year to 2 years, right, you could buy it for $500,000 or at market price. Okay, for that, okay, you give me $5,000. Okay, so that's the option. So what is the buyer getting into, right? First they have to lease the house, 1 to 2 years they could buy the house for 500 grand or at market price. Okay, all that for $5,000 price tag. So I don't have $5,000. Okay, then those 2 years we add 10% to your rent, right? That will equate, 5,000 2 years, each year is 2,500, right? 2,500, roughly is about 8 to 9%. So if you do that way, we just charge you 10% extra. So it's 2,750 instead of 2,500. Okay, so that's the option. 它这个选择就是 OK， 你先租我的房子住2年 OK， 2500，然后2年之内你可以买我的房子50万给你，还是市面上卖给你 OK。这个呢，这个选择这个协议的话，你就给我5000块。你没有5000块的话，可以我就每个月增加你 10%， 你又给我2750块，所以这个5000块就含了在这个租金里面。OK， 多一点少一点 OK， 等等 OK， 就是这个选择给你。So the option is that after 2 years, right, they don't have to buy the house. They will say, okay, forget it. I'm not gonna buy a house. That's it. Bye bye. Okay. Or they execute it. They say, okay, I want to buy it. Okay. So they buy it. So that's the option. OK， 他有选择去买还是不买他的房子，2年之内 ，OK。但是呢，这个选择他有这个选择，他就付这个5000块进去了 ，OK。OK， 现在我们完成这个章子 ，OK。So we'll finish with this chapter. Okay, so we're gonna move on to chapter 6. Okay, so chapter 6 is about landlords and tenants. Okay, that's where you have the contracts. Okay, so we'll start this we'll take a 10-minute break, 10, 25, 35. Okay, we'll start this. Let me see how long this is. It's about 37, not that bad. Okay, we'll see you guys in a bit. Take a break. Some expanding. Yes. Yes. Yes, how may I do? Hello? Yeah. Wait, speaking is hi. This is a evening call. Who? Iris D, right? Iris D. Okay, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Okay, you ready? The number is 714-261-6266. Yeah, right. Yes, thank you. Yeah, office number. Sure, thank you. Bye. Okay, we're back with chapter 6. Okay, in this chapter we'll talk about landlord and tenant. Okay, and there's other name for those two terms. Okay, one is the landlord is called a lessor. Notice the O in there. Okay, and notice the O in landlord. Okay, and then tenant, you have the E. Okay, and lessee, you have the E。兩個單詞你們要記住 ，landlord 是房東 ，OK， 它另外一個單詞叫 lessor， 都有個 O 在裡面的 ，OK， 你看到這個 O，OK， 然後 tenant 房客 ，OK， 也叫 lessee， 後面那個 E 它有3个 E 在里面 ，OK， 所以呢就是房客。你这样一记住的话就没问题了 ，right？ So remember these mnemonics, so you can memorize who's who, right? So you don't get confused. Oh, by the way, on the test, right? They don't say landlord, they say lessor. OK， 考试的时候他不会讲房东 landlord，OK， 他会说 lessor， 所以这个单词你有记住 ，OK。Landlord and tenant an overview. Okay, landlord and tenant relationship， 他们这个关系是怎么了 ？Okay, it is created when the owner gives possession and use of his or her property to another for rent or other consideration. Okay， 他租出去 ，right？ 房东收租嘛 ，right？ 他有这个协议的话 ，right？ 就变为房东房客的关系了 ，OK？ So landlord, the owner of the property being rented or leased, is also called a lessor. Notice the O and the O here, okay? Tenant, the person or persons renting the lease of property is called the lessee. Notice the E and the E, okay? So remember those, okay? So you don't forget or get confused, okay? What is the lease? 租约是什么东西呢 ？Okay, so it's a contract for a set time, typically 1 year or longer. Okay, this is longer term, right? So it's 1 year. 租约的话 ，right， 它就是一段时间，基本上是1年了。A rental agreement is a little bit different. Okay, it's an agreement between tenant and the landlord， 也是一个租约。To possess and use property for a renewable period of time, usually from month to month. Okay, 它每一个月 ，okay, so this is month to month. Every month, okay. Short term, right? Next month they could say, "Oh, sorry, I'm moving." Right? Then you end there. Then you get another tenant. Right? Regardless, you have to give 30-day notice. That remind me, I have to do one for a Fontana tenant today. Okay, 30-day notice. 他要给30天的宣布 ，right？ 我不租给你了。OK， 两方都可以给对方一个 notice。OK， Alright, leasehold estate less than freehold. This is talk about possession, right? Freehold is the highest rights that you could have, right? You have the fee simple rights as an owner. right? Absolute. That's freehold, right? 所以呢，权利这方面的话 ，freehold 就是最高的产权在屋主的手上 ，OK， 永远性的 ，OK。但是 leasehold 不是 ，OK， 这是小于 freehold。他不可以卖房子，他不可以重贷房子，他等等的，OK， 他处理不了这个房子，他只能住的在里面，所以呢，它小于这个权利 ，OK。Yeah, the tenant cannot sell your home or refinance your home or cash out, right? They could only live there, right? So it's less than freehold. So it's called leasehold. An exclusive right to occupy and use the property on a temporary basis. 暂时性，它可以住的在里面。Okay, the owner has reversionary interest. Okay, 屋主呢有返回的这个权利。Okay, which means he or she regains possession at the end of the leasehold period. 租约完了，他的收房子了。Types of leasehold estate, OK， 有很多种的。This is estate for years. Now, don't get this literally, OK? Years, OK? Does not mean years only. Okay? What does it mean? It means a period of time. Period of time. What is a period of time? It could be 2 seconds. It could be 3 days. No, not a second. 2 hours. Right? It could be 5 weeks. It could be 3 months. It could be 2 years. Okay, any one of these is a period of time. So it's called estate for years. Okay? 这个名称 estate for years 不是只有一年来算 ，OK？ 它是一段时间 ，OK？ 2个钟头、3天、5个礼拜、3个月、2年都是一段时间。So estate for years could be any one of these, okay? Estate from period to period, okay? It could be daily, 每一天。It could be weekly, or it could be monthly. Okay? Period to period. 一段时间到一段时间 ，OK？ 每一天、每个礼拜、每个月 ，OK？ Estate at will is no contract, OK? Exists， 没有协议了 ，OK？ 它就是自愿住的在里面。Estate sufferance is that it expired and they still living there， 到期了 ，right？ 这个协议到期了，他还住的在里面，这个是 estate sufferance。So let's explain a little bit more. Okay. Alright, minimum requirement of a lease. 最少的要求是什么东西呢？ Think of land, L-A-N-D. L is for what? Length or duration of the lease, right? 多长时间嘛 This is time. Okay. Amount of the rent 多少钱呢 per month. Okay, 每个月多少钱 Names of the party. List of names. Who's gonna be there? Who are the tenants? Okay, and description of the property, right? 这个名单是房客是谁嘛 right? Description of the property, right? What kind of house are you leasing me? 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. Or is it a mobile home? Right? So any lease in effect for more than 1 year from the date of signing must be in writing. Okay, 1年以上那个租约的话，一年以上的 ，OK， 必须要写下来。Lessor must sign. Who is lessor? Right? Landlord must sign. 房东必须要签这个协议，他不签无效。So don't sign it, it's not a valid lease, okay? The lessee, who's the lessee, need not sign. Tenant does not need sign, though it is advisable, if the lease has been delivered and accepted. Okay, 如果他搬进去的话，他不用签了，他接受了。OK， 最好他签了。OK， 有进去他签了。但他搬进去住的话，就表示他接受。OK， 但是最好他签这个协议。So again, they say think of land, L-A-N-D. Length of time, right? Amount of rent, name list, and description. Okay. 时间、租费、名单、什么房楼。Rights and application of the parties. 大家有什么责任呢？跟权利呢？ Okay, duration of the lease. 多长时间 ？Okay, agricultural land cannot be leased for more than 51 years. 农地的话不可能超过51年。Okay, it has to be less than or equal to 51 years. Property situated in a city or town is limited to 99 years. Okay, 城市这方面的话 ，right， 要小于等于99年，小于99年。So what if I want to lease it over 100 years? Then do an option. You add an option to extend it 51 years. Okay, so then you have 150 years. That's how you do it. You add an option. Okay. Mineral, oil, and gas leases cannot exceed 99 years after work begins. Okay. So again, 99 years. Okay. 这个矿、油田、瓦斯田等等 ，OK， 也是99年可以租。Minors and incompetents possess property only if a court has approved. OK， 一个不够年龄的脑子有问题，就是股东 等等 ，OK， 他租约啊都要法庭去判断。Amount of rent。OK， 租金的方面 ，the amount of money that is paid for the use of the property。OK， contract rent is whatever is in the lease。OK， contract rent 就是在协议里面的租金。Economic rent is the amount rent a property might expect to yield if it were available in the current market。市场价 ，OK， 这是 economic rent。Rents are prorated in escrow。OK， 一个是投资房 ，right， 这个租金也是分配的。OK， security deposit 定金的方面怎么去处理呢？ Must be refundable on all residential units. Notice the word residential. Okay, commercial, different animal. Okay, it could be refundable, it cannot be refundable, depending on how you write the lease. Okay， 所以呢，住宅的话必须要退这个定金给房客的 ，OK， 但是商业的话都不一定，看看协议怎么写。Maximum deposit legally allowed for the first month's rent plus， OK， 定金可以空房子的 unfurnished apartment 2 months， furnished apartment 3 months。Okay, so this is on the deposit. You could have what we call prepaid rent if you want to collect more rent. Okay, just say prepaid rent. 6 months, 3 months, 1 year, etc. Okay, 你可以多收的房租1个月的、3个月的 ，right， 2个月的。You could call it the first month and the last month. Okay， 前一个头一个月的，最后一个月的，你就多收2个月，多收1个月了。Okay， so don't go beyond the 2 months security deposit. If it's furnished, yeah, you could go 3 months, but anything extra, you just call it prepaid rent. Okay， 所以定金的话不可能收超过3个月 ，OK， 因为它有差距的 ，OK， 没有差距只有2个月，其他的你就说就是租金的方面也先付 ，OK。Deposit for residential leases in California must be refunded in full within 21 days of the tenant vacating the premises, unless there's a damage to the property or require cleaning. Okay， 房东21天之内，房客搬走，他有退这个定金，减掉一些修理的东西，还是清洁的东西。I remember when I was young, I thought I was get my deposit back, right? I cleaned up everything, but they charged me to dry clean the drapes, right? Dry clean the drapes. Yeah, that's cleaning. Right, that's how they make more money. Okay, it's in the lease, which I did not read, right? Okay. 所以有一次我住这些公寓的话 ，right， 最后什么都清洁了，然后他说我的窗帘有干洗 ，OK， 有灰尘，所以他扣我85块。他写的在协议里面清清楚楚的 ，OK， 我没看，不知道。Alright, assignment and subleasing provision. OK， 这是周二房东转让跟分租出去。OK，assignment、这是转让 ，the transfer of entire lease from one tenant to another， 这是转让给另外一方了。OK， 第三方。sublease 这是分租了。OK，the transfer of less than the entire lease by the tenant to another party， 一部分租出去。让你租个房子 ，OK，a sandwich lease 三文治协议的话，什么意思呢？ The leasehold interest in the property which lies between the primary ownership interest and the operating tenancy interest. You're both a tenant and a secondary landlord. Okay, you sandwich your tenant, your subtenants pay you, and then you pay the landlord. So you're acting as a tenant and then a sub-landlord. Holder is both a tenant and a landlord to the same property. This is called a sandwich lease. Okay. Liability for injuries and repairs. So when the entire property is leased, the landlord is usually not liable. Okay, they ask the tenant to get 100,000 worth of liability insurance. Okay， 所以他全栋房楼租出去的话 ，right， 那个屋主就没有责任了，他要求房客买10万块的保险，保护他自己。Okay，when the entire property is not leased, right, the landlord usually liable for injuries and repair in a common area. 一个是一个公寓的话 ，right， 公用的地方，它就是屋主、房东要买保险。OK， 楼梯啊等等啊，街道 ，right， 他摔倒了，他有赔偿的。Condition and provision of a lease, very important form, right？ 这个协议是蛮重要的。So take time to read each provision. OK， 有时间去过目一下 ，OK， 看一看 ，OK， 了解这个租约里面的内容。OK, termination of a lease or rental agreement, right? 怎么去结束一个租约呢 ？Expiration of term 到期了 ，OK? It's 1 year, 1 year is over, right? It's over, okay? Lack of quiet possession. It could be both ways, right? Okay? The neighbor is very noisy, so your tenant complain. Say, I need sleep, man, right? I cannot live here anymore, right? So you have to let them cancel, let them out, because you could get the police on the neighbor, right? Whenever they throw a wild party, but it's a different issue, okay? But they could say, you don't have quiet possession. I don't have quiet possession, so I'm out of here. Repairs and habitability, okay? 有修理东西啊 right? 基本东西要帮他修理。You have to repair the basic stuff. Okay. Destruction of the premise. Your house burned to the ground or collapsed to the ground by earthquake. Okay. No home, no lease. No house, no lease. Okay. 你的房子烧了还是垮掉了？哎，没有房子就没有协议了。Breach of condition， 一方犯规了。哎，在看斗他不应该去游泳的，晚上，哎，10点到10点嘛 ，OK， 他就犯规了，你可以赶他走。Surrender or abandonment， 他放弃了，也是结束。Okay, when the tenant abandoned the house, okay, it ends the lease. Or eviction or operation of law. 他不交房租 they don't pay rent, you could evict them. Or they do something illegal, right? They grow marijuana in the house, right? You could get them out. Let's end the lease. Expiration of term. So we're going into the details of it, okay? Lease ends when stated in agreement or with 30-day notice, right? 到期了，还是一方宣布我不租了 ，OK， 30天的宣布。Okay, lack of quiet possession, the right of both tenant and the landlord to peacefully and uninterrupted use. Okay, it may be a noisy tenant, right? The neighbor get the police report and stuff like that. You're out. Okay, you're disturbing the peace. Typically, it's 10 o'clock. Anything after 10 o'clock is still party and stuff. They call the police on you. Repairs for habitability. Landlord responsible, right? 房东有这个责任 to maintain the premise in a livable condition, health and safety code. 要保持健康、安全的地方给房客。If they don't do it, tenant may do the following: give notice and fair warning to the landlord, and then spend up to 1 month's rent for habitability repair, maximum twice in a 12 consecutive month period. Okay, let's say this is May to April. Okay, 12 months. They could do it 2 times. Alright, let's say the heater doesn't work, no hot water, etc. So the most important thing you have to provide the basics is heat in California, right? Only in the winter time, right? 2, hot water. And if it's apartment, garbage, right? And of course, no pests. Okay? So these are the very basic things that they will want to see. 很简单的基本的东西，有暖气，有热水。如果是公寓的话，有垃圾桶来处理垃圾。然后呢，没有老鼠，没有蟑螂等等。Okay. And abandon the premise which terminates the lease or rental agreement. 如果房客 if the tenant just leave, abandon the premise, that terminates the lease also. Okay. 他放弃了，他搬走了。 OK， 这个也是把这个协议结束。So here's a list of what needs to be done for habitability. Okay, waterproofing the roof, right? It doesn't leak, no leaky roof, right? Exterior walls, windows, right? Plumbing in good working order, hot water, running water, right? Heating facility, electrical lighting, garbage, okay, garbage can, floor, stairway, railing, good repair. So if they call the health department on you, right, you could be fined up to $5,000. Okay, and then the tenant have to keep the place clean, obviously, right? Don't trash the place. Right? 房客也有责任的 ，OK， 他不可以把这个房楼弄得脏了 ，OK。Alright, eviction or operation of law. Let's see how that works, okay? 怎么去赶房客走？因为他不付钱的话。The legal process for removing a tenant in breach of a lease or rental agreement. Okay, here's the steps. Step number 1. 3-day notice to pay rent or quit. It's a 1-page notice to the tenant after whatever grace period, 5 days, 3 days that you have on a contract, right? So it's an eviction notice which informs the tenant that in 3 business days, okay, 3 business days, okay, that he or she must pay or otherwise resolve the landlord's complaint or vacate the premise. Either you pay me or you move out. Okay. 他就说3天之内你就付我房租，不付我房租你就搬走吧。Legal holidays or weekend days do not count in the 3 days process. Okay, 假日、周末不算在3天里面。Business days only. Okay, so landlord should allow 1 day grace period to avoid any problems. Let's say it's on a Friday. You serve the notice at noontime. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday, and Monday was a holiday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay, so Friday is half a day, right? You don't really count it. So you count a full day on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you add another day, Friday. You say by Friday, right? You have to pay or you move out. So you got 1 business day, 2 business day, 3 business day, plus the half day. Right? So if you're more lenient, you say next Monday. Okay? Give them the weekend 3 more days to 1 more day to move out. Okay? 所以呢，如果你星期五中午给他这个宣布的话 ，right？ 星期六、星期天，如果星期一是这个假日的话，你就星期二、星期三、星期四，哎，2、3、4，这是1、2、3，加半天3.5天，哎，你就说星期五你给我房租还是你搬走 ，OK？ 因为你多加星期五的话，你就到星期一了 ，OK？ So it looks something like this, okay? 3-day notice to pay rent or quit. Okay, so plaintiff is the owner, right? The landlord. Tenant is here. Okay, and you can only collect the rent, no late fee. Okay, from this day to this day, how much? That's 1 month. Okay, if you have more than 2 months, that's no good, right? You're not doing the job. Okay, as soon as they don't pay, you give them the 3-day notice. Okay, and then the premise herein refer to the occupy are, right? That's the address, right? You tell them where to pay the rent. Person authorized to give the notice, they sign here. And then how, right? Proof of service. Did you give them personally? Did you mail it? Did you post it? Okay. And then served by who? Okay. Give it to them in person, post it on the door, mail it to them, registered mail, etc., etc. Okay. Prove that you have delivered this notice. 哎，你填完这个表，哎，这是这个房东的、房客的，right？他欠你多少钱？地址在哪里 ？OK？怎么去付你这个钱？给 note 这个人签个字，然后呢，证明你给他了 ，OK？手给他的，还是你贴的在门，还是你寄信给他，等等，要签个字。Unlawful detainer is the next step. OK，这个是第二步。So what is it? It's a court action require court appearance, right? Which asserts that charges against the tenant. If tenant does not answer in 5 days, which is what you want, the next step is what? You tell the court to give you a writ of possession. A court order directing the sheriff, okay, or comparable authority to remove the tenant and his possession within 5 days. Okay. 你拿到这个 unlawful detainer, OK， 最好他5天之内不回复你 ，OK， 你马上就去法庭拿这个 writ of possession， 这个 court order， 法庭的命令 ，OK， 你可以请一个警察去赶他走了，这是5天之内。So it goes like this, the eviction process. The 3-day notice, 5 days to get the unlawful detainer, and then 5 days to get them out. Okay, so total 13 days. That's the quickest that you could do. Okay, but typically that drags out to roughly about 1 month. Double, right? 2 weeks. 1 month. Now if they go to court here, right? 因为他去法庭的话 right? You're gonna add 30 days. Okay, it takes that long to schedule court appearance anyway. Okay. 如果他去法庭的话，你又加30天上去，因为安排上庭嘛 ，right？ 这个时间，这样子的话，你可能是2个月就赶他走。Alright, surrender or abandonment, okay? Give up a lease or other estate, terminating all application. Okay? Now let's say you find your house, right? Being abandoned, right? There's no furniture in it, it's dirty, and no one's there. They abandoned it. So what do? You still have to terminate the lease with the 15 to 18 days, and you give them a notice on the door, say that I believe that you abandoned this place. So you still have to wait 2 weeks plus. Unless the lessee pays the rent or notify the landlord that the premise have been abandoned. OK， 他继续付你租金，哎，还是空的，哎，可以，他没有放弃，哎，他继续付房租。因为他不付房租，也没有讯息的话，哎，就是他放弃了。OK。Or they could say, hey, you know, I got this really good job. I'll be back in 2 months. Or they say, I'm changing the furniture. I'm on a 2 months vacation. Right? So that's why you have the 2 weeks. A typical vacation is about 2 weeks. So 15 to 18 days. Typically, I use the full 18 days. These are calendar days, okay? Calendar days. 不是工作天 OK? 是日历的天数 OK? Breach of condition 犯规了 OK? A violation of any condition of the lease. A breach of any condition may terminate the entire agreement. So it says that they cannot have guests for over 5 days. You know, they have the uncle stay there for 3 months. That's a violation. Right? 这个协议里面 OK， 你的客人不可以住的这个房子里面超过5天 OK， 他的叔叔住了3个月，这是犯规了 OK， 你可以赶他走的。Both the lessee and the lessor must understand all contractual conditions. 所以房客跟房东 OK 要知道租约协议里面的内容，所有的条件有清清楚楚的 OK。 Destruction of the premise. Major damage generally terminates the lease. What are they? Fire, okay, it burns to the ground, or earthquake. Okay, your house turned to rubble or got cracked. Okay, destruction of the premise. 火烧了，还是地震垮了，住不到人了。Okay, special purpose leases. Okay. 特殊的租约 OK. These are designed to meet the specific needs. Okay. Let me see if they go to different. No. Okay. Sales lease back. Okay. Why do they do that? Okay. They sell it to you and they lease back. Okay. Let's say they sell $2 million. They make $1 million. Right. They don't want to pay the taxes on it. Right. So they lease back. Okay, they lease back what? 1 year, 2 years, right? And then they pay you rent. The rent is $250,000 per year, right? Times 2. So that's 500,000 that they pay you in rent. So instead of paying $1 million on the capital gain, they minus 500K of the lease, so they only have to pay tax on the 500,000. thereby reducing the tax. OK， 他卖了一个房楼200万，他赚了100万。OK， 他说不，我又回租回来。OK， 2年，这个仓库，right， 1年的租金是25万，2年是50万，所以我给你了。OK， 给你这个50万。OK， 所以呢，我只有赚50万，所以我交税只有交50万，所以我的税轻很多。OK， 可以这样子来做。OK。So sales leaseback, that's how it works, right? Lease purchase option. 先租后买. First I lease it, right? Then I buy it. Okay, with an option. Ground lease, right? I rent your land and then I build whatever I want on there. Okay? That's ground lease. Gradual lease is that I pay you over time more and more rent. Okay? Gross lease, it includes everything. Okay? A net lease, okay? I pay you basic stuff, okay? I still have to pay what? Triple net. Okay? Net, net, net. What's involved in there? Taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Okay? 这个 gradually 是每年它增加3%、3%、3%、OK， 慢慢增高。OK， grossly 是全包了 ，OK， OK， 但是有一些水电瓦斯它也不包的 ，OK， 有时它包水 ，OK。Net lease 就基本的租金加上什么呢？3种的 net， 房地产税、保险、保养费都有房客去付的。OK， 每年都不一样 ，OK， 每年都有点变化 ，OK。Percentage lease is how much you make, how much sales you do, okay. If you do merchandise, right, Christmas time is you make more money, so you pay more rent, okay. 这个呢，就是靠你这个营业额度了 ，OK。圣诞节你卖很多东西，你多赚钱，你就多付房租，这样子来付 ，OK。所以这是特殊的租约了 ，OK。So all these are special purpose leases. Other lease and property issues. 其他的问题 ，OK。Consumer price index, right? Typically is at 3%. 这个经济膨胀的话 ，right？ 所以每一年它是增加3%。Okay, 3% up. So it's a government index called a cost of living index that allows changes in the cost of living from period to period. So this is called escalator clause. Okay, so it's like a staircase， 很像那个电梯一样，一路上去。基本上是3%。Typically is 3%. License, okay? You're gonna do rental, right? Some cities, right? You need a license to do rental, okay? Both the landlord and hello, please have a seat. Give me 5 minutes, okay? So you need a license to do rental, okay? The landlord have to get a permit or license, okay? And then if you're a realtor, right, you also have to get a permit as well if you manage it for them, right? So a personal non-ownership right to use personal property for a specific period of time. you need to get a license to do that. OK，如果你帮人家去租房子，还是自己租房子，有些城市它需要你拿牌照来做这个生意的。OK，这个要注意。Okay, property management, real estate license required. Okay, so we're gonna take a break here. So let's break 5 minutes, and we'll be back 11:36. Okay.
Take care of yourself, right? Be safe. You know those crackers? I like the crackers. I don't like more crackers? Yeah. I like those. How would you get them at? Because those are
supermarket anywhere.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, those are water crackers.
Wow, they're good.
Yeah.
They're different.
Yeah.
Alright, man.
Next time, okay?
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, we are back. Sorry about the interruption. Okay, property management, real estate license required. So you need a license to do property management, okay? To rent out, collect rent, etc. Right？ 你需要这个牌照 ，OK？ 去租房子、收房租等等。Okay, property manager is a licensed real estate person who is paid to oversee a proper management and operation of a rental and commercial property. Okay, property manager must be familiar with rent control laws, okay? So they don't overcharge, right? So make sure the houses that you're renting out is not under rent control. If they are, then you have to go with the rent control laws. OK， 你又知道怎么去管理房子 ，OK？ 有些区呢，它控制住房租的 ，OK？ 不可以随便增加房租的 ，OK？ 这些法律你又知道。Preferably, you have a management contract, right? It is good business practice for property manager to have a written contract with the property owner. Okay, everything put in writing. Right, how much you paying me to manage your place, right? Reserves, right? Etc. 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 Right? How your house is being, your apartments are being managed. OK， 最好它有个协议 ，OK， 怎么去帮他管理这个房楼、这个公寓等等 ，OK。Residential manager, right? Tenant of the property who rents units, handle tenants' complaints, and maintain the premise. OK， 他管理的话，他收租啊 ，right？ 修理啊，人家抱怨啊，等等又处理。OK。Building of 16 units or more must have an on-site manager. 公寓16个单位以上的必须要有个 manager 在这个区里面24 hours, OK， 24小时7天在 OK 管理的。So, you know, if you're right in that ballpark, right, I would just get a 15 unit. Okay, you're gonna lose a unit, right? If not, you should get 20 units. Right, 16 units, you're gonna lose a unit. Okay, so depending on how you want to do that. Okay, but you need to give a unit for the manager to live there. Okay, so they be on site 24/7. Okay，所以你16个单位的话，你就放弃一个单位给他住了，right？因为他24小时又在的嘛，right？ Also, minimum wage and outlaws manager, right, have an agreement. And make sure you don't violate those laws, right? Or else you get a lawsuit on your hand. Apartment owners should prepare and sign a written employment agreement with each of their residence manager. Failure to comply with the statewide wage and hour law can be financially devastating. Okay, they use labor law and sue you, right? The California minimum wage starts at 10. Okay, now it's more, $15, right? With employees of 26 or more employees, and will increase to $15 per hour over the next few years, which we are in right now. 现在最低的工资是15块啦，哎，一个钟头，这个也要注意 ，OK。OK， 所以呢，我们完成这个账子了 ，OK。这两个账子比较短，所以今天呢就比较快。OK， 所以我们休息大概5分钟吧 ，OK， 我们就再讲讲房产这个生意。Okay, so we break till 11:48. Okay, we'll come back. We speak 10 more minutes on real estate investment idea. Okay, once you have this idea, then you have an idea of why real estate is the best thing there is. Okay, so see you guys in 5 minutes. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Right. Probably next week. Okay. Thank you. Okay, we are back. Okay, let's talk about uh, the real estate investment. Okay, 我们讲讲那个投资。Okay, we've been advising investors to look at the portfolio and see what's going on. Okay, right now the market price is hot and it's going up. Okay, but each time it goes up, okay, this increase is 50% on the average. What does that mean? So if this is a $500,000 home, okay, at this peak, okay, right now we are at this point here. It's also at 500. Okay, it's passing. It's going up. Typically, it goes up 50% higher. So at this high point, it's going to be 750. Okay. So what do you do if you have a house here, right? And let's say you have equity in there, right? You sell it for 500,000, right, or a little bit higher. Typically, it's a little bit higher, right? So you sell it for 550. Okay. Okay. Now, since you have 200K plus into this property, let's say that's what you have. Okay. Do not just buy one, okay, and change it to another one. Okay. Let's say it's 550. You buy another one for 600K, right? Do not do that. Okay. What you should do is that you have 550. Okay. You should buy two houses instead. Okay, because you have 200K. Okay. You could put down another 20% or 25%, right? Let's say you split that 100K. You buy a $400,000 home. Two of them. Okay. So that's just 25% down. Okay. With 25% down, you could use what we call rental income to qualify and buy two houses, right? Banks will give you money, okay? Right now, if you do that way, the interest rate it's not all that bad, okay? 4.25%. Okay, it could be a 30-year fix as well, okay? So now you get two homes, right? That is worth 800,000. Okay, so you change a $550,000 home with equity of 200, okay, to a $800,000 home by putting, that equity into play. Okay, then you collect the rent. Because if you don't sell here, right, you're stuck here, right, it's gonna keep on going up. But then, if you change this right away, right, this will then go to 60K, right? According to this formula, right? So do it fast. So you have 60K, and then this also have 60K. Okay, so at the peak, right, this is what you have, right? Two houses worth 600K. Okay, so you add it together, you have 1.2 mil, right? If you have kept the the same, you don't sell, right? It peaked at 750. Okay, so 750K versus you have 1.2 mil. Okay, so you increased it how much? You increased 250 plus 200, right? That's a total of $450,000 that you're missing, from here to here. Okay, you say, oh, it's gonna peak, it's gonna collapse, the bubble's gonna collapse. Okay, so what happens if it does go down, right? You're still gonna collect your rent, right? You still have the cash flow, right? So your 1.2 mil, right? So it dropped a little bit, right? So it dropped to 1 mil. So what? You still make the extra 250K, right? Okay. So this is one of the investment advice that for all students and investor alike. Okay. Turn your one house, okay, to two houses. If you have enough equity, you could turn it into third house. Okay. So 1 to 2 split or 1 to 3 split. Therefore, you could accumulate and use the leverage. Okay, use the bank's money to accelerate your wealth. Okay, so think about that. Okay, so I'm gonna capture this. All right, so let me clear my drawings. So in conclusion, right, in a up market, okay, you could keep splitting 1 to 2, okay, and then split again, okay. In this short 2-year period, okay, that rise, okay, remember 04 to 06, okay, with one property, you could turn it into 1, 2, 3, 4 properties at the peak, okay, and then you keep it, you hold it, okay, and then you rent it out, okay. It's gonna come down, okay, 5 to 7 years, okay. Just hold on to it and collect your rent, okay. And then the next rise, it goes up. All of these, right, you repeat again, right? So then you will get 4, 4, 4, 4. Then you have 16 properties, okay? But then this cycle to this cycle is 20 years, 17 to 20 years, okay? So don't miss out on this rush here, okay? This is your 21 to maybe 23 rush, okay? So try to get your 2 or your 4 or your 3, whatever, right? And then you repeat the same cycle again, okay, in the next 20 years, and you could retire. All right, so use this technique to increase your portfolio. Okay, that's how fortunes are made. Okay, this movement, this 2-year movement, is rare. Okay, every 17 to 20 years you have this movement. Okay, so don't miss it. Okay, buy as much as property as you could. Right now is the time to buy, sell, and position yourself. Okay, position it here. Okay, you have 2 year time frame starting from this year. Half year is gone already, so you only have 1.5 years to go. Okay. All right, so we'll see you next week. Okay. Next week will be the 22nd. Okay, May 22nd. May 22nd, 2021. Okay, 9 to 12. Okay, we'll be doing chapters 7 and 8. These are long chapters. Chapter 8 is on finance. Okay, so be prepared. Okay, so next week we'll see everybody from 9 to 12, chapter 7 to 8. OK， 下个礼拜我们会有章节7跟8是贷款。OK， 这个章节比较长了。OK， 所以9点到12点。OK， so we'll goodbye to all, and then we'll go on from there. OK。